Hello everyone and welcome to the design of footing. Myself Gautam Chaurasia from Institute of Engineering, Pulchur campus. Today we will be designing a mat foundations using the following problem statement. You can see the column layout plan and we have 16 columns altogether, which can be broadly classified into two groups having different sections. That is, one group has section properties of 500 mm by 500 mm and the other has section of 600 mm by 600 mm. The safe bearing capacity of soil which we have considered is 300 kilonewton per meter square, and the allowable settlement considered here is 1 centimeter. You can see the name of the column, its dimensions, dead load, live load and materials. Similarly, you can see here also all this data has arrived from the design of tall buildings. These loads are basically the loads on column which we will be taking while designing the footing. The subgrid modulus, which is given by the safe bearing capacity by allowable settlement, comes out to be 3 into 10 to the power 4 kilonewton per meter cube. So now we'll go to safe and we'll start designing. So now you can see here we are in the safe software and I have assigned properties before, which I will be dealing here briefly. So what I have done is I have taken the clear cover as 50 mm, the bar size which I have preferred is 22 mm, material properties is M40 for concrete and HYSD 500 for rebar. I have assumed the thickness of slab as 500 mm and type of footing considered is mat. Now in the column properties we have two sets of column, one having 500 by 500 mm dimensions and the other having 600 by 600 mm dimensions. These all can be seen here. Materials M40 HYSD 500, slab properties as mat footing having the thickness as 500 mm, column properties as two sets of column 500 by 500 and 600 by 600. You can see each of the properties here, and we have also defined the soil subgrid modulus, which we have calculated earlier as 3 into 10 to the power 4. We can see it from here. (3e plus 04 kilonewton per meter cube). So now, and we also have already assigned the properties and loads. You can check it here. Define load patterns. We have two sets of load, that is dead load and live load. Load cases as dead load and live load. And load combinations as combination 1 and combination 2. Combination 1 includes the ultimate load and combination 2 includes the service load. You can verify here. This is combination 1 and we have dead load scale factor as 1.5 and live load scale factor as 1.5, which is basically the ultimate load. And in combination 2, you can see here we have the scale factor for dead load as 1 and live load as 1, which is the service load or walking load. So these were the properties which were defined earlier. And also you can see in your screen that we have two sets of column. The column on the periphery has the dimension of 500 mm by 500, and the columns inside the periphery, that is the four central columns, has the dimension of 600 mm by 600 mm. You can see the loads assigned to column by clicking on any one of the column, and you can see here the dead load and live load. This all has been assigned earlier. We have assigned the rebar materials to footing, and we did not assign separately to column as the column is associated with the footing only. Similarly, we have assigned the rebar materials to the strip. You can verify it as rebar material is HYSD 500. And now we will carry out the analysis. And you can see that the analysis is completed and the displacement value of slab region is shown here, and you can see by moving the cursor. So now the run analysis and design has been completed, so we'll check for punching shear. You can see that the value of punching shear is greater than 1 in most of the columns, but the code specifies that the value of punching shear should always be less than 1. Hence what we have to do is we need to increase the thickness of the slab. So we'll go and do that. First we'll unlock the model and we'll go to define slab properties, modify show properties, and we'll increase the section to 900 and we'll check whether this passes the punching shear test or not. So click on OK, click on OK. Now again go to run analysis and design, and you can see that the analysis has been completed. Now we'll go to display, so punching shear design, and now you can see that the columns placed on the periphery has the punching shear ratio less than 1, but the 4 columns which are inside the periphery still has the punching shear ratio greater than 1. So what we have to do is we need to unlock the model again and we need to increase the thickness of slab further. So we'll be doing that. And we'll consider the thickness of slab as 1200 mm and we'll check for this thickness of slab. Now carry out the run analysis and design. And you can see that the analysis and design has been completed. So we'll go to display and check for punching shear values, and now you can see here that the punching shear capacity ratios of all the columns on the footings has values less than 1, which means that the punching shear test has been passed, and which signifies that the design has been completed. You can see the extruded view and 3D view also. So here you can see the 3D view. So you can see the 3D extruded view of the footing here. On mark extrude view, go to XY plane, and now we will be interpreting the result. So we'll go to display, so strip forces, choose any load combination which you want, whether you want to see the axial force, shear force, moment or torsion. Click on apply and you can see the moment for load combination 1 along x-x axis and y-y axis, that is along layer A and layer B. This is for load combination 2, which is the service load. Now go to display again, so slab forces, select the load combination, click on apply, and you can see here for different load combinations. Click on close. Now go to display, so crack weights, select the load type, and whether you want to see on the bottom or top. Click on apply and you can see the cracks. You can zoom in to see these all are the cracks. The different color represents different crack widths, which can be seen from the side here. These all cracks are very small since the value here is in the power of 10 to the power minus 3. You can even see at the top face. Here it is shown. And now you can generate the detailing. Go to run and run detailing. You can see the rebar table here, which has the value of diameter, curtailment, total length. Similarly, you can see bar bending schedule, diameter, chord shape, cut length numbers and total length. And you can also see the reinforcement profile as shown. This is for the layer A, and similarly you can see it for layer B also. Similarly, you can see the section along layer A or section along 1-1 and also section along 2-2. You can see here the lapping and all has been shown. You can see the rebar plan like this: top rebar plan, bottom rebar plan. So this was all about design of footing in SAFE software. I would like to thank Sky-Fi Labs for giving me this opportunity to build a project and submit it, and thank you.